Hello, I'm Harriet Kelsall. I'm going to show you how to clean your engagement ring at home. It's really easy, it takes a minute or two. You can do it as often as you like, and you'll only be using materials that you'll have at home anyway. And the first thing to mention is that when you're doing this, you need to do it with precious materials, so that's silver, gold, white gold fine, any alloy of gold, platinum, palladium, and hard gemstones, so that's gemstones like diamond, ruby or sapphire. If your ring is made of any other materials, especially any other gemstones, then do ask a jeweller before you do this, because some gemstones like emeralds or opals can be damaged by water and detergent, so you should definitely not do that with any gemstone without checking. But as I say, hard gemstones like ruby, sapphire and diamond are fine. So the first thing to do is to have a really good look at your ring. It's amazing how when you're wearing your ring every day you actually don't look at it properly, and use this as an opportunity to really check over your ring with your fingers. Make sure that all of the stones are really tight, nothing's moving around, because if any of your stones are loose, or if any of your metal is sticking up, like a claw is sticking up, or there are any sharp parts, then you need to take it to a jeweller and get that checked, and don't go ahead with a cleaning just in case you lose anything. But if you're satisfied that your ring is in good condition like this one, then you're ready to start cleaning. You need to choose your brush. I like using this one, which is a baby's toothbrush. It's got very, very soft bristles, and as you can see I've been using it quite a lot because it's gone grey for jewellery cleaning. You can also use something like a paintbrush with very soft bristles, or something like a mascara brush, or this kind of brush, which again has got nice soft bristles. What you don't want to do, I wouldn't use an adult toothbrush because the bristles are a little bit too hard. You don't want to do this with something that's actually could potentially scratch the metal, so just make sure the bristles are nice and soft. In the bowl I've got water. You can obviously do all this in your kitchen sink, but just make sure the plug's in. You don't want to drop anything down the U-bend. And then we're going to use washing up liquid, any brand. So the first thing I'm going to do is wet the ring with the water, which is what's going to make the detergent work. And then wet the brush and put a little bit of the detergent onto the brush like that. And then very gently, I'm just going to brush over the sides of the ring first. Now you can see I'm not scrubbing away really hard, I'm just very gently making sure the detergent gets into all of those places. And I'm going to turn it over to the other side. So you can see the brush is just making it all bubble up a bit as the detergent does its thing. Then I'm going to just go over the surface of the gemstones as well. And I'll just give it a rinse so you can see what I'm doing better. Because then the next thing is to go into the back of the gemstones. Now on all good quality jewellery, the backs of the gemstones will have been left open, and this is for this purpose, for cleaning, because otherwise dirt will always permeate down through the top of your gemstones. Things like hand cream or just any kind of dirt will just get down there and cause problems because you can't get it out again, so that can affect the sparkle of your stones, especially if they're not diamonds. So we don't use anything like adhesives in jewellery, so there's nothing sort of stopping that dirt going in. So that's why we always have to leave the backs open so that you can clean. Now what I'm doing is I'm just making sure a couple of these soft bristles of the brush go into each of those openings behind the stones, and I'm just wiggling them about gently. I'm not pushing hard because that might dislodge a stone. I'm just wiggling them about ever so gently just to make sure that the detergent goes all over the back of those stones, like that. And then obviously you can do that for as long as you think it takes. Give it a rinse, and you can check by looking through the back, just check it looks clean and bright again, and if it still looks a bit dark, you can go straight in there again. That one looks good to me. Give it a good rinse. That's important because you may find that your skin is sensitive to the detergent, otherwise you need to make sure you brought it all off, otherwise it can be trapped against your finger by the ring and cause an allergic reaction. So then you need to dab it dry. I've just got some kitchen paper here. Now make sure you don't scrub away with the kitchen paper, because again it is a bit abrasive and you could end up scratching your metal, which you don't want to do. So I'm just literally just soaking the water off with it. And then the next thing I'm going to do, the last step, is I'm going to use a very soft cloth. Now what I've got here is a glasses cleaning cloth. when you pick up your bespoke jewellery from us, we will have given you a lint-free polishing cloth, which is actually impregnated with polish. And that's the best kind of cloth to use. But if you've got a glasses cloth at home, that works really well too. What's important is that it's a clean one, that it hasn't been left lying about, because otherwise it could have little bits of grit on it. And then when you polish, you know, you could end up scratching the ring. So just make sure it's clean, make sure you store it in its packet. And then you can just give it a rub over. Now if you've got one of our ones that are impregnated with polish, it's even better because you're going to be polishing up the metal as well. Just give it a good brush over, all over. And now that looks an awful lot better than it did when I started.